Hello everyone, this is Dave with Dave's Trades. Just wanted to do a little market review today. We've been hitting those all-time highs that I was talking about in my last video on that are we going to collapse? I had 2 points in here, and I said if it went above it, that would indicate to me that we were going up. I have since gotten rid of those trend lines. I know it's been a while since I updated everyone. Oh, I think this was it. Yeah. That was it right there, right? Yeah, so basically, took these two out, sold off, and then started making all-time highs. So I was a little worried because this didn't like really bounce perfectly, but it did eventually recover, and now we're making those all-time highs. We seem to be a little overextended here on the MACD. We are not overbought though on the RSI, but we haven't been oversold since we've been overbought. So you can kind of say that these are divergent highs that we're putting in right now. It's a little sketchy buying into these highs, to be honest. I was day trading today. That's what I wanted to go over a little bit also. It was really difficult, to be honest with you, because I'm thinking maybe I should put this on my bigger screen so you guys can see it better. I gotta do that tomorrow. But this one says delayed data. I think it's because the market's been closed for like 20 minutes, but I'm not sure. And everything kind of looks the same on here, so it's weird because I was using this today, and I was using TS Trader. So if you guys know, that's actually like a futures brokerage that runs that software, and yeah, it's pretty fast. So yeah, basically, I think this was like the end of the day for me. We went into this channel, and we had this resistance. Get to the 1 minute here. Went into this resistance right here. Boom, 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 and then almost hit it. But we came back down and hit that channel. I mean, I don't think I've seen such a good trade in quite a while. So I just had to share it. Then I'll go over what I did in the morning around market open. You guys are going to flip on that one. All right, so basically we're coming up here hitting this 1, 2, 3. So I drew it in. I know it's not exact, but you know, it's about where it's at, you know. I just put it up there. It hits all 3 of them. We're good. We almost hit it right here. I think it was just like the average right there. You know, what is this on? Line is this on? 87. I don't know why. TD Ameritrade lets you put it on 87 because if you guys trade futures, you know they go in. ES goes in 25-cent increments. Like there is no 87. So, but you know that's where it goes. Yeah. So we hit that. We're coming up, hitting that, and sold off. Went into this channel. I drew all this in on 5 minutes, so it kind of looks a little iffy. So let's just, there we go. Okay, so 5 minute, you know, basically at the close of that candle, you know, off by like a little hair, and drew this one in off these 2 points. That's how we got the top of the channel, and then I came in, and this was the last time it made a higher low before it sold off, so I used that as like my anchor point, and drew that one from there to there. Came down and hit this again. This is when I started paying attention all in here. I think I was buying in this green candle, and then I held it. It came down, hit this. My stop loss was actually way down here at 3,652. I'm pretty sure I put it up in here. Let me see if we can go to that. Let's see here. Hold on 1 minute. I just don't want everyone to see my open positions because everybody likes to follow everybody. So. Really sorry about this. Anyways, yeah, alright. I think I can just do that on here, but I don't know if. Here, let me turn you guys back on. I don't know if that'll show my canceled orders. I'm not too sure. That one. Yep. Huh. Anyways, don't know what the hell's going on with this, but that's basically where I was, and so yeah, came down, bounced off here. I was like, if it breaks through the SMA and starts going down, I'm getting out. So that's why I had my stop loss down here at 252. And then we took up, hit this. I actually made the mistake. I actually went short right here. It bounced up, and I thought maybe it would go down and hit this and like scare everyone out, and then continue higher. But it didn't, and I ended up waiting until about right here. And when it bounced off, I reversed my position. I went long, and then I rode it up to here. I got out. When it came back and bounced, I got in again. When it hit the top VWAP, that's when I got out. And then I went short when it went below the 9 and just rode it down to the next VWAP. And I think that's when I stopped trading. It was right about there. I just ended up saying I'm good. Um, and that was it. So, but it seemed like there was less volume today than every other day. Oh, it does. Why won't we show any today? That's weird. There it is. Anyways, we already went over it. So, yeah. It just seemed like there was less volume today. It was really hard to get it going. Really was a lot of bouncing around. That was the very last trade, but yeah, it was just perfect. You know, like when you draw on your trend lines, you don't even need all these indicators because I mean, if anything, they would have lied to you. I mean, this one told you to sell, and then it went up, then told you buy right here, and it's already at the top by then. You know, like never pay attention to your indicators. They can fool you. Go in here, move all the studies, and look at that. So basically, I came in here this morning and I drew in off these highs. Maybe if we go to the 1 minute, look more exact. I mean, this might not have been exact. Rats. Oh, it's one. Okay, so not too perfect, but drew it off these 2 points. Came above it quite a few times. And then this morning when the market was opening, we had this crazy thing right here. And I was basically just buying it every time I hit this line, and I was riding it up. And I did it one more time, and I thought I was wrong, but I held it, and it ended up paying off. I got out, I think, in this. I was trading on TS Trader, so I'd have to go in and look at my trades, but that is basically where I got out. And I hit my profit target. I was only trying to make $400. I was trading 3 contracts. So for anyone that's curious on how that can happen very quickly, you can get $12.50 a tick. Our goal's $400, so all you got to do is get 32 ticks, and it's 4 ticks in a point because it takes 25-cent increment. So you only need an 8-point move to get that with 1 contract. And I was trading 3, so you only need 2.5 to 3-point move for that, and I got that right here. So basically, I bought right here, I held, bought right here, and then I held, and when it hit this, I got out. I did not stay in for all of this right here, and then when it came back down and hit it, I got in. I think I may have gotten out one more time right here, and then got in again right here, and wrote it up, and then I was done for the day right here at 7 o'clock, around there. So that's it. Those were the 2 trades for the day. I did pull this trend line off of here. If you go in on her, got it off of there. So basically just use the close of this candle and see if it matched up really. Then you got it one right here and one right here. So that was resistance, and this was like the false breakout. So it came up and tagged it. It came back down in that candle, shot up, and then sold off, and then came back up and tried to hit it, closed right on it, kind of, sort of, and then sold off. Tried to hit it one more time and couldn't get above it, sold off. And then we kind of got above it right there, but we closed right there and we sold off again. And we came down and hit this. So that's how I pulled this support out. And it actually held up overnight. So I drew that in yesterday when we made this, when we were doing this high and I was trading. That's when I came in and got this trend line because it broke up above right here where it closed right there, and then we made a new high. So I figured, if we broke above it and then we made a new high, we're going to come back down, test it, and if it's a good high and we may make another one, then this will ring true and hold support, and that's exactly what happened. So that was another one. That's how I got that. So, and if we go and look at this, this is what happened overnight. Yesterday afternoon, not overnight. It's about 5 p.m. So I was not trading at this time. Markets, stock markets closed, futures markets open. It hit it 3 times and then got bought up. So it was already a support yesterday. I figured it's going to hold today, and sure enough, it did. These wicks kind of did scare me a little bit, but you gotta wait for the candle close, and sometimes that's hard to wait for that candle close. And we didn't close below it and then keep selling and take out the lower wick. So what would have gotten me out of this when I bought it was if we closed below it and then the next candle opened below it and then kept selling and took out the previous low. So there's still a lot of downward pressure, and that's probably when I would have gotten out. I would have put my stop loss right here at 42.25, and then if we went below that again after we closed below it, then that would be my indication to get out. So that was my stop loss, and that's it. Right here, we see we came up and we hit it. Came down, hit it again, came down, hit it again, came down. Busted right through it, bounced off, made a high, bounced off, made a high. Did close below, but it got bought up and closed above it. See, so that stop loss I was talking about, my mental stop loss, didn't get hit because it did close below, yeah, and it did open below, but it didn't stay below. It took out that low though, you're right, but it closed above it. You always wait for the candle close, and I know it's really hard sometimes because you'll open right here and you'll open right here, right at the low. You'll open the candle and you'll sell, and you'll just keep on going, and then it hits this. And if we want to extend this, let's just keep it like a, let's see here, 45. So could have sold off all the way to 3,656 and a half if you were going based off these trend lines, and then bounced and then went up and made a new high. I've seen that happen before. So it depends on how overbought it is and if there's enough buyers up here to make it attractive. Yeah. So all in all, great trade. Market's looking good. If we want to come in here. This was my zone that I set up on the weekly chart. We were in this zone right here, from this high down to the pullback right there. So this makes the zone, right? It's the area of consolidation. Excuse me. We consolidated since August. I'm not going to count the candles, but right here, week of September 28th, all the way up until we broke it last week, and week of November 23rd, week of November 23rd. Sorry, my shoulder position. So we got all this, that main trend line. I think it'd be easier to see off of here. So that was the high we made, and then the pullback, and then the lower high. So that's my trend line. We took that out right there, and that's when the bears party was over, my friends. Was right here. So your chance to get out was right there when it hit that EMA and didn't keep on going, and we shot up. This right here was your chance to get out. I exited quite a few short positions. A lot of people are saying that this is a false breakout and we should just crash and yada yada. And if you look at my last video, I was talking about that 2800 level looking as the sweet spot. I would still love to buy that low. I feel like if we go that low, that might be the last time we see something that low, because the printing press is going to flip on and it won't stop until this thing goes up and makes a new high. I mean, they will fucking destroy the currency, I bet. Yep. But we are starting to make some lower bars here on the MACD, having less of a spread between these average and the MACD. RSI looking like we're making a little bit of a divergent high here on the daily. RSI hasn't sold off yet, but we haven't really took out that last peak, but we're trading above it. So really got to see where this goes. Take a look at the 4 hour over here. We got a nice uptrend right here, starting in the week of 11/23. and continuing. Looks like we have made, looks like a lower high, so trend might be coming down. Gotta see where this goes. Looks like we might turn up. We'll see if we can take out this, start making some real higher highs. Otherwise, could be a false breakout like I've heard other people talk about here on the YouTube. Alright, the 1 hour. One hour looking like we might bounce here and continue higher. We were overbought, did not get oversold, but last time we got to that level, we ended up making a lower high. So, doesn't count today. Made a lower high. We'll see if this keeps going or if we sell off. To be honest, right now, I'm kind of just don't really have anything on the table. We could keep going if they get the stimulus. If they don't get the stimulus, we may go back to that 2,800 level that I was talking about. If we look at the super long-term charts, I think that might be my paper account that I have all that drawn on. Yep. Alright, so if we look on the super long-term charts, you can see that we were oversold in March, and we've continued to just move higher. Right now we're at like a 63-degree angle, so that's pretty it's pretty up there. If we look right here on this last one, about 40, 60, 40, 40, 40. So we don't want to be 60 because then we sell off. A little bit better, kind of a little bit high, 48, sold off. Oh, we getting close to 40, well, it's sold off, and then boom, we get right to 40. Now that's a good uptrend right there, that nice 40-degree angle. Boom. Sold. Oh, that one's even lower, it's 30. See, you don't want it to go straight up. This isn't exactly straight up, but it is quite the angle, 63. Oh, at least it's not 90, right? Oh man, that'd be crazy. Just went up, straight up, 90, straight up. So that's all right. Could come back. We did take out that first support line up here, and then we just continued up. I'm waiting for it to come down. Get the second one. I still left that in on this one, so we did take this one out, so we ended this crazy bull run, that's 70, 75-degree angle. It's just fucking straight up, honestly. I mean, any straighter than that, it would be straight up, just like it takes straight down. That's a lot steeper of a fall, though. Oof, gosh darn, 83. That's almost straight down. But yeah, that's pretty straight up. So yeah, we still might have a few pullbacks. We still could come down and hit this support down here, and right around 32 even. Who knows? We could come down and magically hit both at once. Stranger things have happened. This old resistance turned into support, and this ascending support. Now I drew this off the lows, so if you guys remember, you can go back in my older videos. I actually went on the 5-minute chart and I have left these in since. So these are the real ascending uptrends that we're in right now, and we still have not pulled back to it yet. We did break the parabolic one, but we did not break the true uptrend. And this is just off that peak. Boom, boom. And we broke above it, came down. Boom. Already talked about that. We can take that off actually. And could take this off also. Okay. I can take these off. Alright, so there we go. This is what we're in right now. If I was to name the pattern that we're in, alright. And we take the last higher low right here. Oof, I love this uptrend that we were in today. That's amazing. Did mess with me though quite a bit. So this is kind of like the pattern that we're in right now. You could take this one and do that. Boom. Okay, so we're in this little channel inside of this giant triangle. And we'll just wait and see. If we break up above here, we'll be expecting a new high. If we break through with some volume, if we come down and break this, come down and be expecting it to bounce here. If it doesn't, then we'll be waiting for lower lows. Just gotta wait and see what happens. The great oracle of the stock market will speak to us. So yeah, I just wanted to show everyone those two trades. I wanted to have a little market update. Looks like we're on to new highs, honestly. I mean, this thing could get overbought again. Once we broke this zone, that was my bullish thesis, just played out kind of too well, honestly. Look at all these lines everywhere. Jeez. Take this one off. No, I need that. Need this. Take this one out. Let's do that. Move. It looks a little better. I think I can take these out too. Alright, that looks a lot better. So it's basically what we're waiting for. And we'll just draw this in right here. And boom. Okay, so now we got both charts looking the same. I think that's all. I didn't really notice any news or anything today that we should talk about. I just wanted to really go over this and show those two trades to everybody. Like this is how you draw your charts if you want to have a good feeling of where the market's heading. I mean, I was able to buy it off of here and sell it up there, It relates to the 1 hour chart, 5 minute chart, 1 minute chart, relates to day trading, swing trading, any kind of trading. This is David. Dave Trades. Remember, just keep going.